All right, this should be better. This should be better. Filthy goes 104.3 for Filthy, as we have Black Panther 104.5. Surprising times from them. They have the ones down the top of the grid now. But Pesci, Rusted Bolt, Merck, Hazer, Deck, a lot of drivers still yet to set a time. Mr. P 111 surely not on his quickest time on a push lap now, and we'll see exactly what he can get. It's a new season and a new chance to be crowned champion for a lot of drivers here today. You might not believe that you're quick enough to grab a championship, but never say never when it comes to Formula One racing. What's going to be our predictions, though? If anybody can give us predictions, who do you think grabs the championship this season? Nice fix, Willie. Yeah. I had to fix that. I was on my laptop at first, but I think I'll find a way to make that better for next stream. As Viking Fox says, go Team Haas. That's the team principal of Team Haas. One team that should be looking. A lot of teams actually are going to be doing well this season. It looks like more of a competitive grid in Tier 1. Because last season we did have some drivers that we knew were most likely going to get the results. And that was the likes of Matthias. And Mano. But now it's the bird that we do expect to have the best times, and to be the quickest on track. But he's not around some slouches. These drivers on track will definitely give him a run for his money. As Pesci on a push lap now, what exactly can he get? He'll be looking to start at the top. He knows that he's one of the quickest on track. As he crosses the line, it's going to be P1 for Pesci. It's 1 and 3 currently for the Williams team. Remember, there's no more points for pole position, but starting at the front is still a benefit for you, as Pesci will be looking to get that done here today. 103.7, a very, very good time. As down to Mr. P 105. Who next will be crossing the line is going to be Black Panther, who will be on another lap. He has a 104.5. And see if he can improve on that time. Then the Visa RB of the Bird looks like he validated his time. The Mercedes behind him, though, did he get slipstream from the Visa? Visa surely would not want the Mercedes to be getting slipstream from him in quali here. We'll see what time Merck can set. Heading down to the other Haas of Iceman Ice Cold, is currently sitting on a 105.1. Most drivers now have set a time except from Rusted Bolt and UFRL Merck. As you see, we have a lot of top drivers here and a bunch of champions from different tiers and different leagues and all. Pesci has been a champion before. Hayes has been a champion. Mr. P, Viva. We've had Rusted Bolt and UFRL Merck. A lot of champions on track who know how to race, who know what they're doing, will surely make this a very interesting season for the third rounds of drafts that we've done here in UFRL. Hopefully another competitive year that will go all the way to the end. May the best man win, as Merck goes up to P10 with a 104.8. All the drivers have now set the time except from Rusted Bolt, who will be starting his push lap right now. I'll see what time he can set. Another driver who might not be the best in quali, but his race pace and his race strategies is one of the top here in this league. He's one of those drivers, champion from last season in 100% here, who knows what to do when it comes to racing, and he'll be a very, very good weapon. Also with the Bird for Visa RD. He'll be trying to take the constructor this time around. After finishing third in season 7 and second season 8, they will definitely be eyeing that first place, and that's a very strong team. And you see them, you can't say that it will be a fast stretch for them. It's actually a championship that they could grab, but we'll see how it will go this season. Everybody will be going for a push, as the Aston Martin of UFR Coffee and Viva up to P8 right now. Not a bad time from him, but he's still going to be moving down as others will be setting time. JCFC on his first race in UFRL up to P8, 104.5 for him in the Haas. JC and Iceman, a team that you might just look away from, but they will be strong for that house outfit, especially in a tough tier like tier 1. The Ferrari of Basel has set its time 104.6. Because there's been a lot of driver changes, it's gonna take me a while to remember who is in what car. Because when I go like to Ferrari or the Red Bull, if it was last season, I know who is in who for a long time, but now it's gonna take me a while to remember who is in who. So that flow wouldn't be there for like the first race. Bear with me, people. But the Alpine and the Aston Martin and the Kickstarter driver will be starting their laps now. Coffee though did finish a lap there 104.6, right ahead of his teammates. Exactly what they will be looking for. They know that they probably don't have the pace to go for that race win here in tier 1, but would they be strong enough to be finishing in that midfield, a strong midfield position, maybe in the top 10 to grab strong points for Aston Martin? Go on, Ghost up the RB. Go on, Ghost. Yeah, Ghost is doing really well now, up to P5 with that time that he has set. Might just be one of the drivers who is going to surprise everybody on track today. Filthy Ghost. But Pesci still sits at the top, the only driver into the 103s. Pesci now will be wishing he did have that extra point for fastest lap, but you do not get that. 1-2 right now for the Williams team. Williams are looking very strong this season. If they can dominate here in tier 1, that could be the key for them winning the Constructors' Championship, as they'll be working together here. As Hazer looking like he's trying to get slipstream to his teammate behind Pesci. As he does that, Pesci is going to improve his first sector. How much of an improvement can he get when he does finish across the start-finish line? And we know that he's one of the drivers to likely win this race. The Williams now are the only drivers into the 103s, as Pesci now is going to be finishing the second sector when he gets to this fast left-hander. Pesci will be looking for another championship, and Hazer, they've both been tier 1 champions before, as Pesci is up on his time, he's up his time, that's what I'll say now, as he's now going to the final sector and penultimate corner. Oh, I see invalidates. I saw that happen. He invalidates there. His time is still good enough to get that pole position, as Hazer will also be going into the pits. It looks like that time will be very difficult to beat. Can Deck and Bird have anything to say about that? We will see. But Pesci and Hazer are looking like your favorites to start in front. But which driver out of them will be getting that pole position? Pesci looks like he might have a little bit more pace than Hazer. Hazer definitely, we all know as racers, you don't want to just back down and tell your teammates is quicker than you. He also pushing hard. How their strategies look like, as Black Panther now also up there with Deck, very strong team that they have here, the Kickstarter team. As they can't start in that top 6, 2 drivers in the top 6. And we'll be talking about the other teams that been competing the last 2 seasons, like Alpine and Visual B, Haas, Aston. But there might be new teams on the block now that are going to prove that they also want to be champions, as Deck, Black Panther in the Kick, and Hazer and Pesci in the Williams will be looking to do so. And can they bring that gold back to the Williams garage at the end of this 12-round season? Everybody now going into the pits. The Aston Martin of Coffee will be coming out. It looks like this will be his final push lap when he begins it. In front of him, the only Ferrari on track, Basil, has also Colin. I believe that's also Colin. Basil is also Colin. Yeah, in that Ferrari. We'll see what he can do. He's going to be one of the only drivers that doesn't have a teammate today. Also, Bam in that Alpine. Everybody else will be having. Oh, actually, 3 people don't have a teammate because they're only 17 on track. So who else is alone out there? I believe it's the Red Bull or Filthy Ghost. He is alone out there. GG Blacker doing that with a broken ankle. Oof, yeah, I hear that he had a broken ankle. Is he racing on controller? Or is he actually, racing on his way with a broken ankle? That would be absolutely brilliant stuff to be up there racing that much pain. He's a man, and that's what men do. He has that power, he has that drive to race. We'll see how strong he can be for the Kick Sauber team here today. The top 10 is looking how they're looking now. We're just looking at the pace of all the teams. We have to look at all the pace. The first race is obviously going to show us how fast everyone is, and it's going to give us a prediction of where the constructors fight is going to be. It depends, because if Williams are really strong here, how will they be in tier 2 and 3? He's using the wheel and only using his left leg. No way. There's no way. How is that even possible? There's no way. There's no way he's doing that. Jack says he's on wheel. There's no way. He's just the go. There's no way. I can never believe that he's using one foot. In this game, you need to. You're never going to have this much pace. If he does have that much pace racing with one, everyone needs to uninstall, because Black Panther is just a quick track. Maybe he's on controller. Maybe he's just fighting through the pain. Williams going to smash it in tier 1, 2, and 3. Oh yeah, Warren, you're in. Let me look at the driver lineup. Let's look at the driver lineup here. We have 1 more minute. They're going in for their final push laps here in quali. But I'm going to look at the driver lineup when I'm done with quali, so that we can analyze the teams. Because now we're seeing tier 1 pace. But it depends. It goes track to track anyways. As Pesci is out there, and they all have started their final push laps now. Who is going to be first? It's going to be Iceman, who is on and out lap. 1 minute to go here. Let's see who is the first person on the push lap. The Mercedes also on out lap, and there we go. Iceman is going to be the first, and we're going to stay with him. See, a lot of these drivers are already on the time. Let's see. Iceman might have been the last. Alpine invalidated. That will not be his end of his quali, but he didn't start with 100% ERS. If you want to start with 100% ERS, not the best start to his final push lap there. As Bezu will cross the line, he's going to improve on his time, but not his place. Haas is going to be next to cross the line. It's going to be JCFC beginning his lap. Then the Williams, I believe that's the Williams of Hazer, who will be trying to get that pole position here today. Rusted Bolt in P11 right behind him, and there's yellow flags in front. As we get to the final part of quality, the Bird moves up to P2. The Kick Sauber of Black Panther is going to stay in P5. He doesn't improve on his time, and would everybody have a say about that? The Mercedes behind working together. We'll see what they can do. Iceman Ice Cold will be the first to cross the line between them, and when he does cross the line, does he improve? He goes up to P10. What can the Mercedes do when they cross the lines? P7 for Mr. P and P10 for Mark. A good time from them, as the Alpine of that's going to be bound to cross the line. He didn't start in the best mode, and where's he going to go up to? He doesn't improve on his place. He does improve on his time, but that wouldn't be enough. More to come now as we head to the house, going into the pits. Is that a spin for him? Yeah, he almost spun there. As the Williams of Hazer coming out final corner, 2/10 up on his time. Would it be enough to go pole position? Yes, it will. Can anybody else beat that time? Bird is he improving on his time? We'll see. As Pesci, his teammate, will also be trying to beat that time. No, he cannot. Hazer might take your pole position here for the Williams outfit, but they'll be loving the place that they're starting. Rendog moves up to P9 for the McLaren, as the Kick Sauber of Deck and Black Panther will be starting 4 and 5. Not a bad place for them to start whatsoever, as Bezo moving out of the way, and that will be that for qualifying. It's going to be a 1-2 for Williams. Unbelievable. And this is the team to watch this season. If Pesci had picked Bad Boy, would we have had the same outcome? Would we have had the same outcome? Maybe, maybe not. But this last minute team, because Bad Boy did tell Pesci last minute that he couldn't race. Last minute team, could it be the formula to get maybe one of them the championship this season, or to get Williams the constructors? But in the first race in Austria, in the opener, Hazer is going to be starting right at the top. He gets pole position. His teammates will be on the same line as him. Bird is up there in P3 with Deck in P4. Strong grid this is, and a very, very interesting race to come. As I said, I'm going to analyze the driver lineup now. So I did want to do that. D1 there. So let's see tier one drivers. We have Merck and Mr. P. I'll say a reasonable, strong team, but I won't say a team that could get you wins a lot. But a reasonable, strong team, a team that could get you good enough points to fight for a championship. As we head to Visa, that's Bird and Bolt. Very, very strong team up here in tier one. And most likely, I would say Bird and Bolt will be the ones really competing with Pesci and Hazer, maybe Black Panther and Deck, also surprising us with the times they are setting full wet race. Unbelievable stuff. As now the drama has even added more spice into it. As it's gonna be a full wet race. Definitely it's gonna be wet tires. It doesn't look like intermediates could be able to handle these conditions. And when we return back in 4 minutes, or in 5 minutes, maybe it has it been posted? Yeah, maybe 4 minutes. We'll see very interesting races. I'm going to go to tier two. Tier two driver lineup. Let's look at that Williams there. Warner and Salty Stevens. Ooh, I think the league needs to be worried about Williams. The league actually needs to be worried about Williams. Warner and Salty Stevens is a very strong team for tier two. And they already have a very strong team in tier one. So are they going to have a resurgence? Because for the last 2 seasons, Williams have not really had the best finishes in the constructor. Last season, they did finish P7. And the season before that, the outfit came in finishing in P. What's it? That's around 12. P9. So P9, P7. How much of an improvement can they get this time around? It was a 2-place improvement from the season 7 to season 8. But can Pesci lead his team to a top 3 or maybe a constructors this season? As we will see, and we'll be right back when the race begins. All right, race is about to begin. This is going to be a good one. I'm actually excited. I am actually excited. By the way, EMT, I checked what the message EMT said to me. He said that I should unban him because he can't type in the chat. So EMT, I actually just saw that now, and I wasn't able to do it. Maybe I'll do it like in between the race if we have a safety car or something. But if anyone can actually tell me how to unban someone on Twitch, just write it down in chat so I could do that. Like maybe I don't actually know how to do it. But yeah, wet race. Maybe all that dry times now don't really matter. It all comes to the wet skill. As it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the driver in the season opener. UFRL, his foot to the floor and go. Hazer, not with the best start. His teammate is going to take that place from him. Bird is also going to make up a fight to Hazer. Down the inside you go. Hazer, a little bit going wide there. Also the kick Sauber. The Mercedes trying to squeeze in between there as he moves up to P6. Good start for the Mercedes team. Has dropped into the back. I believe that is Coffee, not the best exit coming out of turn 1 as the season now has begun. Let's put up everything in. I'm not going to put telemetry as we all know. And then we go now back to the front. Pesci doing a good job now. We'll be leading this race. Hazer is not going to make it easy for Bird. Down the inside, retired from the session. Colin is out. Is that going to be a safety car? I don't know. Maybe they just kicked him. I look like he had just been kicked out. Fully kicked out for a second. Is that going to be a red flag? I don't know. Maybe we should find out. Maybe that would be a fair flag. Maybe not, because the game just fully kicked him out there. That's kind of unfair. But as we keep going now, Pesci is going to be leading the way in front of Hazer. The two Williams are still 1-2, but Bird is not going to make it easy for him as he goes down the inside there. Would they make contact? Hazer is going to go a little bit wide. Also the kick Sauber behind him. They're still wheel to wheel in the rain here as they're putting their foot to the floor. Elbows out. All right here in turn 1. Deck behind wants to join this fight, but he knows a little bit better here as Hazer is trying to go around the outside of him there. Deck almost making contact with the driver in front, but there we go now. The Mercedes of Merck and Mr. P in a good position, 7 and 8, and we'll see what they can do. Iceman up to P9 and Rendog in P10. Under pressure now from Viva, who'll be trying it around the outside. They have lost the pack now. Iceman has lost the pack also. Viva has lost, Rendog has lost the pack to Iceman, so it looks like this will be the backpack as Rusted Goat in P13 will be looking to make up the places on the inside of JCF1 as he moves up to P12. More places to be made from him. It's going to be a long race and a very, very tiring race for sure as he's pouring down now. Mr. P will be making sure that he can keep up with the pack here as Black Panther Filthy goes to kick Albert in a strong position as Pesci now has pulled away 1.5 seconds. Looks like this might be another Pesci season, but it's a wet race. You don't know, it's just the first race of the season. Can Pesci grab that championship back that he did? I believe Matthias was the one who grabbed the championship from Pesci. Can he take it back after a season out of the top? He did compete 2 last season. Actually, that was Mano did compete 2 last season in the championship. I believe Pesci was P3, something like that. So we know that he can win a championship. He has 1.8 now, pulled away from the Bird and Hazer, who will continue their fight. Looks like because they kept fighting, Pesci took that opportunity. But the Williams team would not be complaining for the places that they are on right now. Also, the Kickstarter team doing a good job. Mercedes slightly going out of that DRS to the cars in front, but right now we do not have DRS, obviously, because it's pouring down as JCFC will be making a move on Rendog, who's going to be losing that place now as Rusted Bolt in front of JCFC will be chasing Viva in front, trying to get close to the Aston Martin to make that move as Viva try to pull away from the drivers behind him to relieve that pressure he has and try to get up to Iceman in front, who is pushing hard to get up to Mr. P and Merck, who are doing a good job here to just hold on to this very quick pack in front. As you can see, they are sliding left and right, everyone with a different line, just because of how wet it is, as Bird now has lost that 1 second buffer to Hazer, has pulled away from him, and that's 1.2 now for Bird, and maybe this will be the opportunity that he needs to reel in Pesci as he gets the fastest lap, 1:15.6 for the Bird, as the Visa RBT will be very happy with the position that he's in right now. Deck right behind Hazer will be looking to make that move. Switches on that ERS, switches to the outside, and before they can get to turn 2, can he complete the move? Hazer is keeping it on the inside. He's not going to give this one up without a fight. Deck is going to give him that space, and the Williams can't keep that P3, but he's going to have a slip coming out of the corner. That means that Filthy Ghost might have a go at him, but it's not going to be close enough, and that means it's going to be P3 for Deck here as he charges up. Next place is going to be the Bird in front as they're sliding through the corners now. As this race goes on, Iceman slightly falling back from Merck behind, and Viva also falling back from Iceman. Rusted both stuck behind Viva here. How much pace does he have? Would he be able to get past that Aston Martin and maybe use his pace to catch up to Iceman in front? Maybe it's just going to be a hard race for him here, as Mr. Puem is going to be overtaken by Merck, as they looks like they will be doing a tactical switch here, as Merck will be leading the Mercedes duo. We'll see how strong they can be to the Bird and Pesci switching fastest laps constantly, as Bird now with a 1:15.1. This is one that you're still going to get that 1.4 if you get that fastest lap, but pole position lap has been taken off, as we obviously know why. Because we don't want one driver just getting pole every week, knowing that he's going to be the guy to get those points every time. We saw it with Mateus last season, getting 10 pole positions, I believe. Or was he 8 to 10? So we don't want to repeat of that. But we'll see as they go now. Deck 2/10 behind Hazer. He was looking for Hazer on the outside, inside, switching it to the outside. Hazer going to defend him on the inside. Deck doesn't really have the traction on the way to try around the outside of the Williams here, and another great defense from him. But what does this mean? It means that the drivers behind can now use the opportunity of the two drivers squabbling in front to get closer to them. Rusted Bolt now has caught up to Viva, and he'll be looking to make the move, looking for the optimal line here. Viva probably wouldn't really defend this too hard, as he maybe knows that Rusted Bolt does have the pace to pull them closer to Iceman in front, who is lonely on track now. As you can see though, Iceman does have a little bit of damage in his front left wing end plate, and that might be why he's losing a little bit of time. How are the penalties looking like though? Who are the drivers now that are stacking up those warnings? You don't want to stack up those warnings, especially here in Austria, because it comes to the end of the race and a lot of people have those penalties, the opportunity to make up a lot of places. As here we go now, Filthy Deck attacking Hazer, who's also still going to aggressively defend it on the inside. Deck is trying to go around the outside. Oh, he's not going to give this one up. Deck, he's still going to fight it constantly through every corner. Hazer knows this. Hazer is going to defend it down the inside once again. Kick Sauber will try around the outside, but this time wouldn't be close enough. Filthy goes watching the fight behind, as he has another pressure of another Kick Sauber behind him of Black Panther. Merck and Mr. Pedo are now using this opportunity now to pull closer to the drivers fighting in front, as Hazer now 4 seconds behind Bird because of this constant pressure that he's been put on. It's going to be very difficult now, as Deck very close, as you can see, very close to the Williams there. As they head to the penultimate corner now, will he be making that move? Very difficult to make a move in the rain, as we know Filthy goes running wide there. That's definitely going to be down the inside though. That is going to be Black Panther on Filthy. Takes that place. It's going to be 4 and 5 now for Kick Sauber. And there they go, the team that came P9 last season and an absolute resurgence, looking to get great results throughout the tiers this season. And this is a good start. Deck right behind Hazer, still not close enough to make that move. Any moves made behind there, as round the outside Filthy goes. He's going to try it on Black Panther, who's going to defend it. The Red Bull can't beat him with the switchback though. Unbelievable stuff. They're still going to be going side by side as they head down to turn 4. Black Panther will keep that pace, but will Filthy go for it down the inside? No, not close enough. He's going to have to hold it back, as Merck now has caught up to this pack, exactly what the Mercedes team will be looking for, as Filthy goes now still squabbling with Black Panther, and Deck still putting an immense amount of pressure on Hazer, as you can see slightly going wide there, the Williams driver, as Deck has been taking the tighter line when it comes to going through that section between these two drivers. It looks like Hazer is more comfortable with drifting wide there and letting the car run back into the racing line. Yeah, with the side line, Hazer now is going to slightly go off there. Hopefully not a warning for him. But Deck is close enough this time around, and he activates that ERS, and down the inside he goes. Deck is going to take that place from Hazer. If Hazer doesn't fight it too hard, and he goes up to P3, the Kick Saubers are on a push now, and Black Panther will be the next one to put pressure on the Williams of Hazer, who will be looking to make the move back on Deck as they head to turn 2. Down on the inside he goes, a little almost making contact there, but they do make contact. I believe Hazer did push Deck off. He's going to lose 1 place to 2 places from Hazer and to Black Panther. It looks like they did make contact there, and Deck will see what he'll do about that. Filthy Ghost though is now going to put the pressure on Deck. Down the inside he go. Can Deck defend it? Round the outside, the Red Bull makes a little bit of contact with him there, but they keep going wheel to wheel, side by side, as they head to the left-hander of turn 5. Can Deck keep it on the inside? He cannot. The Red Bull and Deck is still there. The Mercedes watching this fight. Deck dives it down the inside. Filthy trying to hold it around the outside. Unbelievable racing from these two here, and they are not giving this one up. Dex wants that place back. He's going to get that place back, and he holds his place into P5, and that was brilliant fighting from those drivers there, as Filthy Ghost now will get that 3-second penalty after squabbling very, very hard there, as he's now behind Deck. I'll be looking to make a move again, but they're all low on that ERS, fighting very hard through these corners. And we'll see how they do, as Hazer now and Pesci is now finally under pressure from the Bird. The front two are now going to be fighting. He tries it down the inside. Pesci's going to give him a little bit of space there, as Bird now can't take that place from the Williams. This is the guy that you believe will be your champion this season, but how much of a push can he go? It's Boto up to P10 will be looking to get closer and closer to Iceman behind, but he's already 7 seconds from the pack in P8, not the place that Rusted Bolt will want to be at. Maybe not the start in quali that he wanted, but we'll see as we go. Let's actually see how they started. Interval position changes. Who's made position? The Americas made 3 places. Rusted Bolt made 4 places, so he did start in P14. Looking to have better qualifying times than he's been getting recently, because he always has the pace in the race, but sometimes when you don't get that qualifying right, you could get bogged down behind other drivers and lose the pack in front, and we all know how difficult it is to catch up to that pack, especially when there's DRS. There's no DRS this time around, so maybe he might have the pace in the rain to pull them in. As we head now to Bird and Pesci still squabbling in front. Black Panther though has taken the place from his teammates, but they will switch once again. Deck has gone in front of Deck has gone in front of Black Panther after what happened earlier, so it looks like they will be switching places. Oh, Deck going deep there. Black Panther will he take it back, knowing his teammate has gone deep? He's going to let him stay in front because Deck can still keep close to Hazer, as Filthy Ghost now will be looking to recharge that ERS after attacking the Kicksauber in front. Lost a lot of ERS, and he will be looking to recharge it to cool his tire, to relax his tires and go for another attack later on in this race. But the question now is, how is the weather looking like? Is it going to clear up as we head into this race, or are we just going to have pouring rain from the beginning all the way to the end, as the Bird now right behind the Williams of Pesci, who is drifting through the corners, as the Bird now will use that ERS that he saved a lot of. Pesci's also done a good job to save, but the Visa RB will be looking for the move down the inside. He knows he can't do that, going back to the optimal line as they head down now to turn 2 and turn 3. This is where he will be looking to make the move. Visa RB versus Williams. Bird versus Pesci. Can he go for it down the inside? He's going to dive down the inside and take the lead of this race. Brilliant stuff. Pesci looking to get the switchback done. Can he get it down as they head it down the straight? No, he cannot. But he's going to get that slipstream. He's going to get that pace as they head down to turn 4. Pesci, can he take the lead back? Bird is going to go around the outside. Pesci's going to try around the inside, but not enough. He gets that traction around the outside of Visa RB, and he can keep this lead of this race. Brilliant fighting from there as Hazer and Deck are still going at it. Deck trying it around the outside, Hazer defending it on the inside, and these two will not be giving it up. These two maybe are the ones that will be going against each other this season, as Deck is trying it down the inside. He's going to do it once again, as he did with Filthy Ghost a few laps before. Can he get it completed again? He can, and he goes up to the podium positions. Unbelievable stuff from Deck as he moves up to P3. Hazer is not going to let it go easy, as he is now in a Kicksauber sandwich, but for sure is going to be pushing very hard, as Merck and Mr. P still in a good position. They don't quite have the pace to get ahead of these drivers in front, but they will be trying to keep close to them as the race goes on. Filthy Ghost, the only driver with a penalty as we speak, surely will not be happy with that penalty that he sits on. Rendog also has a penalty behind her, as JC F1 decides it is time to go into the pits. What tires is he going to be going for? Is that going to be fresh wets for him? This is a driver that most are going to be watching See how quick he goes on new tires. That's going to be new wet tires for JCF1. And will he be improving on this time? Oh, looks like he did get wing damage, the Haas driver, and that is not the start that the Haas will be looking for. Heading up to the front pack again. Deck still behind Hazer. Hazer is absolutely stressing Deck in this race. So yeah, 7 seconds now that they're falling from Bird and Pesci. Bird and Pesci most likely are going to be our championship contenders this season to grab that drivers championship. We'll see exactly how they do. As it's very close now. The Bird 114.8 now with the quickest lap, and Deck now will be looking to make that move. Can he finally dispatch of this Williams driver, this absolute stone in his shoe, as he's trying it down the inside? He's going to wait for it heading down to turn 3. Can he get that slipstream and the better traction coming out of his corner? Both now with the fastest lap has caught up to Iceman. As I told you, both does have that pace. He just got bogged down at the start, and now he's going to try to make that move on Iceman. He did take that fastest lap from his teammate, but as long as the Visa RB have it, they will surely not be complaining. As Deck is trying it around the outside now. Down the straight they go up to turn 4. Does Deck have the skill to take it around the outside? Does he have the grip around the outside? No, he does not. Williams is still going to defend it. Can he hit him with the switchback here? No, he will not. Heading now to the left-hander of turn 5. As the kick Sauber will have to stay behind. Will he make the move that he's made twice already in this race? And can he get it done on Hazer this time around? No, he will not. Down the inside into turn 6. He decided not to do it, as a little bit squarely there. Almost loses the car, but does a great job to keep that car straight as they are pushing very, very hard now. Very interesting race this is becoming, as Pesci now takes that fastest lap. Bird and Pesci still fighting in front. Pesci will now attack Bird heading up to turn 3. Does he have the ERS? Starting carry doesn't have that much, but Bird too isn't also carrying a lot of ERS, as he's carrying a lot of speed heading down the straight. He's going to go around the outside. Bird is going to defend it. Can Pesci take the lead of this race? He's going to try and hit him with the switchback, but it looks like it wouldn't be enough. The Visa RB of Bird will still keep that place, as defending it on the inside, Hazer is going to do once again, and he keeps keeping Hazer on his own, keeping this kick Saubers behind, and he's probably has the most difficult job, as Rusted Bolts on the inside now has taken that place from Iceman Ice Cold and moved up to P9. Good place for the Visa RBs now. One of them in leading the race and one of them in P9. Places you want to be when you want to continue your constructors fight that they've done for 2 seasons. The Mercedes drivers definitely will be looking at that. I'll be slightly worried as well as they also want to be going for another one this season. We'll see how it goes. They're doing a great job here to stay right behind Filthy Ghost. Rusted Bolt, I would not be surprised if he does catch up to this pack, because the fighting that's happening in front could give him the opportunity. As you can see, lap by lap, he's slightly cutting the time. We'll see. We'll get back to the Bolt and see if he does catch up to this pack. For 15 laps we've done in this race, about 18 laps to go, almost halfway through. And the Williams drivers will be winning the day today if it ends up like this. Another 3-second penalty for Rendog. Stealing Rendog down in P14 and P15 for the McLaren outfit. We'll see what the McLaren can do this season, as Kez is their TP this season, moving from Kick Sauber to McLaren this season. Kez will be taking over the Papaya team, as Deck now is not close enough to make it on. He's about retired from the session in the pit lane. In the pit lane, you don't really want to be doing that. You don't really want to be doing that, especially when you're helping your team out. You just want to finish the race. Even if you're frustrated, just finish the race, get those points, because everybody gets points. UFRL, even if you finish in P15, you will get points, and 4 points could matter at some point in the season. Could help your TP too. As they're fighting in front, Pesci and the Bird down the inside. Pesci goes. These two want to win this race. Bird wants to go down the inside, and he's going to go down the inside, but not close enough. Pulling back now, as Filthy Ghost, who's going into the pit, is Black Panther. He pulls the trigger first out of this pack. Will he be able to keep in the pack when they all do go into the pit? We'll see exactly how it goes, but he was the first out of the kick Sauber to go into the pit. It looks like that will be their strategy now, but the Mercedes too will also have to think about that. Who will be the first to go in? Who will get the advantage strategy? Depends on how you look at it. Will it be better to go in earlier or a lap later? depending on how you look at it. But the drivers will have to decide that on their own, as Deck is going around the outside of Hazer. Can he finally make the move in the pit window as he's trying around the outside? No, he can't. He's going to slightly make contact with Hazer there. Nothing doing. They can keep going. As Hazer is on the grass, Deck is going to go on the inside, and Deck finally takes the place from Hazer as Filthy Ghost in front of the Mercedes. But Deck takes that place from his yellow flags at the back. Virtual safety car, what's going on? It looks like it might be stealing. Or maybe stealing. Something happened. Oh my god, this is the time. Yeah, this will be the time. Black Panther. Oh my god, it's falling apart for Kick Sauber. Black Panther coming in a lap too early. Unbelievable. Where will he come out? When they all come out, where is he going to be? This is the strategy call here. Now, who else went in early? JC had to go in because of his damaged wing. So JC had a reason to go in. But the question now, the Mercedes are going to have to double stack. As Mr. P is coming in, they're going to have to double stack. And that is definitely going to bog down the other Mercedes, dropping down to P10, P11, on to P9. And this is not what they will be looking for. But it looks like he did stay right behind. No, he didn't. He's going to lose the place to Black Panther, but just tucking right behind there. But they had to double stack there. And that's exactly what we talk about when we see two drivers that have the same pace in one team. It's always going to happen. And he's just going to have to live with it sometimes. As Black Panther went into the pits. Hazer, Deck decided, they all have gone into the pits now. Black Panther didn't lose that much time. Is that a safety? It looks like it's a safety car. It's a safety car. Why is it saying virtual safety car? It's a safety car actually. And everybody can now actually come back. So Merc and Mr. P, even if they did double stack, it wouldn't be that much of a loss. Interesting here. So everybody now on enter steel lane, and JCF1 definitely will be happy with this outcome now. The safety car has come out. Interesting stuff. Everybody's definitely going to be going on those inter tires. Mercedes duo in 6 and 8, Kick duo in 3 and 7. Black Panther was behind the teammate, but he did go a lap early before the safety car came out, which has made him lose some places. Now Hazer in P5. Filthy Ghost didn't make a place on Hazer. It might have been because of the double stack on Williams, maybe not. But Bird and Pesci will stay as they were. But most of the drivers now will be loving this, especially Rusted Bolt. He can now finally join the fight. But this is not where you want those. Another glitch, virtual safety car. Even though it's a safety car. What I'm going to do is this. Let's look at the race directors to see who is close to getting the 3-second penalty. Alright, let's see. Mer has 1. So P has 1. Merc has 2. So just 1 more for Merc and 2 more for Mr. P. Let's see who else. This makes it interesting. Deck has 1. Deck just has 1. It is crazy looking at that. Like, oh, 3-second penalty for another 3-second penalty for JCF1. You know, Austria penalties sometimes decide races in Austria, and Deck has actually done a great job actually to not rack up those warnings, especially the fact that he's fought with Hazer throughout those laps. So Deck right here, you know, like I said, driver of the day is going to be picked by it comes now, and right now Deck is my front runner for driver of the day today because he's been an absolute animal when it comes to fighting against Hazer and not giving up. Hazer will also be one of the candidates because he has made this race very interesting now. But those two are my candidates, but we'll see what Bolt does because from starting from P14 now in P9, will he make more places? Can he finish in the top 5? He will also be one of the ones that I might decide to pick on, except stealing shots. He's on forwards. Nobody should be on forwards right now. Definitely it's time to be on the inters. We're waiting for JCF1 to join the pack. Look, the safety car definitely will be coming in at the end of this one. Definitely should be coming in at the end of this one. Pesci still leads the way. It wasn't your pole sitter. Hazer was your pole sitter. He's falling a little bit back now as the race went on. On to P5 he goes. Filthy Ghost and JCF1, the only drivers now, are sitting on penalties. And this race is about to heat up when it comes to this final 16 laps. It is still going to be a wet one. Will the safety car be coming in? We're going to stick with Pesci to see. Yeah, he pitted again. Yeah, he did pit against the lane for those things. So the safety car A will be coming in this lap. Early one there. That's quite early. It's usually coming that early, so it is early now. It is in now. So JC will catch up to the pack when it does begin. Oh, hopefully they didn't cut the corner. They didn't get a warning there, because that's not what you want. Getting a warning on that safety car. But here you go. Finally, look at the screen now. Safety car. Oh, I didn't know. It's been a virtual safety car for ages. It's finally a safety car when we're going in. Thank you, game. Very informative. Thank you very much. We're going to stick with Pesci and see when he goes. Remember, don't go too early. You want to go before the safety car goes into the pits, because you will get a penalty. Pesci will be waiting to see when he can go, and he is going to go now. Good start from him. Bird is not going to be close enough to make that move. Will Filthy be close enough to Deck though to make the move on the inside? No, he will not, as they are going to stay as they are when this race does resume. As Merck now 3/10 behind Hazer will be looking to make the move on the Williams in front. Filthy goes very close to Deck. And there's not going to be DRS in this race. We know that for sure. So the moves are going to be made with pure skill. Down the inside, bam, goes the Alpine, trying to make the place on the McLaren of UFRL Steel Lane. Steel Lane is going to fight it around the outside. He's still keeping Bam behind, and he wants that P13. This is not what they want. They don't want to lose the pack, as Bam now is going to have to hold it back and couldn't complete that move on the inside. The Astons still together here, and can they work together to put pressure on Iceman? Ice Cold under pressure from his old TP. I believe Iceman was in the Aston last season, as Coffee will be behind him now. We're putting pressure on Iceman. How much of a defense will he put up on him behind? The safety car is still showing on screen, but trust me guys, they are racing now as we have heading to the front. Bird 110 behind Pesci. This is where you do not want to get penalties, because the pack has been bunched up now, as Bird did get a better exit than Pesci there, but couldn't complete the move. Pesci will stay in P1, but can he get it done as they head down to turn 3? Deck in a perfect position. Also Filthy goes. Bird is going to go down the inside of Pesci though. Can he complete this dive as they head down to turn 3? Will Pesci give him that much space? Round the outside, the Williams is going to go, and the Williams drivers today, defensive clinic from them, as Black Panther is going to be falling back now, has lost the place to the Mercedes, and is now going to lose the place to Visa RB of Rusted Bolt, who's trying it down the inside. Black Panther is not going to make it easy for him. They're going to make a little bit of contact, and they are fighting now, going out of turn 4, but Rusted Bolt can't make that place into P4. Beautiful racing from him, as Mr. P and Merck now in a great position. How will any improve on where they are right now, as Pesci is leading the way, 2/10 away from Bird, who is definitely not going to relieve that pressure from Pesci. Bird has that consistency, has that pace. Pesci also has that consistency, that pace. That's it, Ghost. Come on, stay with them, as Ghost is pushing out there. He's now lost that 1 second. That's not what he will need. Somebody else has got a 3-second penalty. It's Mr. P. It's the Mercedes. Oh, Mr. P has now got it. A 3-second penalty, not what he will be looking for, and he's gonna have to try and get that 3-second buffer from the drivers behind him, but that is going to be very difficult, especially here in the rain. Filthy goes now falling off the drivers in front, as Hazer is going to put pressure on him, but Hazer makes contact with him. This means that Merck can now attack the Williams in front. He's going to try it around the outside, switching to the inside. Hazer is not going to make it easy for him. Deck is going to take that place though into P2. Deck is charging here. We'll be looking to get a win, but not the best entry going into that corner, and Bird is going to take that place right back from the kick Sauber driver, as Merck now looking on the inside, trying to wash Hazer off his line, but he's going to do a good job to defend from that. Iceman and Coffee squabbling behind, and this is what the drivers with 3-second penalties will be looking for. Drivers squabbling behind to lose time to them in front. But we'll see how they go. 2/10. That Deck is right behind the Bird. Bird still putting pressure on Pesci. how many laps to go here? We still a long ways to go here, honestly. 13 laps to go, especially when it's raining. Still a long way to go. As JC now with another 3-second penalty. He's racking them up now. He will learn. It is painful sometimes, but you have those races and you will learn in the future. Not push as hard, just not to rack up those penalties. It is his first race of UFRL. He does have the pace under him, and we'll see how he does as the season goes by. But for now, not really the best race for the Haas driver, but a good race now for Bird as he's looking for it down the inside of Pesci here, who's still going to keep this lead in this race. As Coffee now doesn't want to fall off the drivers in front. He'll be trying his best to catch up to Black Panther here. He wants to make sure that those 3 seconds that they do have in front actually matter, and he can make up places when they all cross the line. As Merck now right behind Hazer, who's going to definitely put pressure on Filthy Ghost, who's doing a great job here. Filthy Ghost is another driver who's doing a great job, but because of that penalty, he's definitely not going to be too happy when to cross the line if they're all still behind him. Oh, as he almost loses the back end, they're doing a great job to save that. That's going to be another 3-second penalty for Filthy Ghost. That's going to be 6 now for the Red Bull driver. That means drivers behind him will still make plays, especially Mr. P, who's on that 3-second penalty, can still make the place on Filthy Ghost in front. But Coffee now still trying to keep that 3-second buffer. He knows that when they do cross the line at the end of this, with all the penalties in front of him, 2 of the penalties in front of him, he can make 2 places potentially down the inside. Can he make that move completed on Rusted Bolt? They are going to be wheel to wheel once again. These two. Rusted Bolt has another opponent here. I see now. Will keep his place in P8. Black Panther didn't do enough to get past the Visa RB there. Mercedes in front definitely will be happy that the Visa RB is under pressure. Rusted Bolt does have that pace to put pressure on Mr. P in front. Will not be as Merck now very close to Hazer here. Like he might have had to slow down to try not to go into the back of the Williams there, but he will be another driver that will be trying to make a place on the Williams in front. Filthy Ghost. Oh, another extended line there as the Bird now 1/10 behind Pesci. When will he be making this move? As they're going to have 10 laps of racing to go. Who is going to be a winner between these two? My guess is going to be between these top 3 because Deck is doing a good job to stay with them. It's starting to rain harder again. I don't know. It's like maybe I don't know. One of the drivers are going to have to give us information about that. But if it is raining harder again, that's another challenge thrown into the race for the drivers here. Going from pouring down to stop raining, drying up, then it's going to start pouring again. You don't have to fill out the track, change your bias, change your differential to just see how you feel. As Filthy Ghost washes wide there, he's not going to still lose the place to the Williams of Hazer though, who has been defending for his life all race from different drivers. A defensive masterclass from Hazer, to be fair, this race. As he's doing a good job there in that department. We'll see exactly how we can go for them. Filthy Ghost in front, still 1.3 seconds behind the pack. He does have that 6-second penalty, so we'll be trying to pull away from the guys behind him to see how much places he can make. And he does come out. Loses the back end once again there. Would that mean Hazer can slightly catch up to him here? 10 laps to go. The Bird still right behind Hazer. Right behind Pesci, who slightly climbs the curb there. That might give Bird the opportunity to make the move, but Deck is going to be the one to make the move on the Bird. Down the inside he goes. Can the kick Sauber take that P2? Yes, he will. Up to P2 that Deck goes, and now it's just the lead of the race that Deck will be looking for. JCFC has retired in the session. Another driver out of this race. The Haas team probably will not be happy with that, but now he's gone out of the session. 14 drivers left. There's Black Panther. Dives down the inside, makes contact with the Mercedes of UFRL Mr. P. Hopefully no damage on the Mercedes, but we saw that from the eyes of Rusted Bolt. That is not what you want to see here, but it looks like he might have missed his braking zone, and that means Black Panther is going to now lose places. The kick-start, but we're having an absolutely brilliant start to this race. It's all falling apart for Black Panther. Very unlucky from him here, but it's not what you really want to see. And Mr. P and Merck now still close to each other. And Merck will be looking to make the move on Hazer in front, but that's very difficult. We saw how long it took for Deck to actually make a move on Hazer, so it's gonna be a tough ask. But finally, the safety car stuff has left the screen. And finally, we have Pesci. Deck is in P2. Bird trying it down the inside. He's gonna hold it. Pointless going for the move now. It looks like his tracks is just slightly getting a little bit more dry, but that's just because the rain isn't as heavy, so they are making a dry line as the laps go on. But Deck will be looking for his first. Is this Deck's first win in Tier 1 if he does win here today? I'm not sure about that information, but this might be his first win ever in Tier 1 if he does win here today. Deck has been one driver that's been improving race by race in UFRL. He definitely would deserve a win here. Right behind Pesci is Pesci and Bird. They did enjoy the first stint of this race, but after that safety car, the other drivers have been put back to race with them. As Deck now right behind Pesci, looking to make that move. Hazer has fallen off from Filthy Ghost. This one Merck will be looking for. With the Mercedes of Hazer and Mr. P work together here. Mercedes of Merck and Mr. P work together here to put pressure on the Williams in front. We know how much of a defensive job that this man has done this race, and he's like I said, one of the candidates for driver of the Deck right now. Though will be my driver of the day, depending on when he finishes 1 or 2. Wherever he finishes 1 or 2, definitely he will be my driver of the day, as he will be looking for a move down the inside. No, nothing doing there. He's gonna hold it. Pesci still doing a good job. Pesci though, don't take it away from Pesci, even though he's been in front this race. He's done a good job to withhold that pressure coming from the drivers behind, to keep going, not to make any mistakes, and to not rack up the penalties. He's doing a great job at that, as Iceman has called has now falling back on the pack. And Mr. P, when they do cross the line, we'll lose a place to Rusted Bolt and Coffee behind if they do not get the 3-second penalty. Finishing in P9 if that's how it goes. As for Filthy Girls, he'll be looking 6 seconds, so he'll be finishing behind almost all of them when he does cross the line. Maybe not Mr. P, because he might be able to get that 3 seconds. He'll be trying to get that 3 seconds. And Mr. P has Coffee now, the quickest lap of a 1:12.2. He is absolutely pushing, absolutely going at it, trying to make that place. He's going to put pressure on Rusted Bolt in front. When will he try to make the move on him? We'll see about that. Would Merck and Mr. P decide maybe a few laps to go, maybe 1 or 2 laps to go, that they do a switch? Maybe not. As Deck now losing the place to Bird. Bird down the inside is going to take that place into P2. Black Panther I had a good race here, but after making that contact now has lost the places. He will just try to finish the race here for his team. That's exactly what he will need to do. The Williams are the ones that will be winning the day today. Then the Visa RBs will be the second team winning the day. Then the Mercedes. Good job from them. If they do cross the line like this, will be the third team. The points you see, but after penalties, we'll see if anybody will be reporting anything, or we'll see if anything still happens with 7 laps to go here. As Bird now and these 3 will definitely be fighting for your podium, but who is going to win? Who is going to be in P2? Who will take that last podium position? Bird will be looking to take the position from Pesci here, but he's going to hold it back. Not needed right about now. We still have laps to go in this race, as Mr. P very close to Merck here, doing a good job to defend his teammate from the Visa RB behind, who definitely wants to be making these places. As Filthy Ghost now under pressure from Hazer, who has made that place from him. Hazer has gone up to P4, as Filthy Ghost now will try it round the outside. He can't get that move completed. Hazer is very close, as they are very close here. Will Filthy Ghost go down the inside? No, he will not, as Hazer now has moved up to P4. Very, very strong place right now for the Williams team. Looks like Williams, Visa RB, Kicksauber and Mercedes will look like the strongest teams in Tier 1, as you can see for now. But who will be the strongest come the end of the season? Pesci though still under pressure from the Bird, as Deck now also still waiting in this pack of 3. I'm just waiting for this race, and I want to see who's going to win this. I want to see who is going to win this, as Merck is still 3 tenths behind Filthy Ghost. Can he make that place on Filthy Ghost? might need to, if he wants to get that optimal point, because you can make that place on Filthy Ghost and also make it on Hazer, or if you can wait as they squabble in front. As you can see, Filthy Ghost tries it down the inside. He can't get it done there. Can Merc use the optimal line now to have the better exit than the Red Bull in front, or will Filthy Ghost have enough to keep Mercedes behind? Bird though and Pesci are squabbling though. Round the outside, Bird is going to go. Pesci is going to keep his lead of the race. They make a little bit of contact. As now Pesci can still hold this lead. Bird is going to have to settle for P2 for now, with 5 laps to go this way. When it crosses the line, it's going to be 4 laps to go in this race. Deck is just being a spectator for now, but he knows when to make his move, as Bolt has made the move on Mr. P in front. As Bolt now will be trying to push to make the move on the next Mercedes, and the Visa RB here absolutely charging. Another driver that could get my driver of the day here. Doing a good job. Oh, as he's going off here, would that be a penalty for him? No, it's not going to be a good job for him to make sure he doesn't get. But Filthy Ghost another 3 seconds. That means it's going to be 9 for him, as Mr. P now trying around the inside of Rusted Bolt. Will they make contact here? Slight contact made between those 2 drivers there. Can Mr. P keep the place from Coffee behind, who's seeing that fight happening in front, as Bird and Pesci are still squabbling at it. Pesci still leading this race. Unbelievable stuff. There's been lots of great performances, honestly. There's been a lot of great performances from a lot of these drivers here today, but we'll see how it's all going to finish up when they do cross the line on lap 36. As Merc now right behind Filthy Ghost and Hazer will be looking to make that move. When will he be making that move? Does he have the pace to even make that move on the 2 drivers in front? We'll see. Steve Lane with a 3-second penalty now. That's what Bam will be looking for, because he's 1.7 seconds behind him as we speak. Oh, as Coffee now is going to be looking for it on Mr. P, but he can't get it done there. Tried it down the inside, but Mr. P can still keep that place from Coffee, but he was not going to give this one up for sure. He's going to put pressure on that Mercedes. Rusted Bolt also putting pressure on the other Mercedes of Merc. Can he defend from the Visa RB as they come to the end? Oh, as he makes contact with Merc in front, he looks like he lost a little bit of his wing, and that is not what Rusted Bolt will be looking for. Would that mean that he will be losing time, or is the damage not that bad that he can still keep going? Rusted Bolt will not be a happy man with whatever happened there, but the Bird now trying it round the outside of Pesci. And can he get that move completed on Pesci? Pesci's still going to keep this lead of this race. Where is Deck in all these fights? He's still been a spectator, waiting for the right moment. With Deck just taking at the right moment at the end of this race, that's what I want to see. That will be absolutely stunning stuff if he can do that though. Is Rusted Bolt going to be struggling though with a little bit of damage on his car? Does that mean he's going to be losing time to the drivers in front? Mr. P will definitely know exactly what is happening to the driver in front of him. Can he also take advantage of what's going on with the Visa RBs? But they only have 2 laps to go. If you want to do anything now, you have to do it right now, as the Bird 2/10 behind Pesci has been trying to make the move on the Williams for ages now, as 3-second penalty for Black Panther, and that was Viva will be looking for to try and make that, maybe make that P11 ahead of Black Panther, to see if he can push close. I think that's Black Panther's first penalty of the race, so only 3 for him for now, as Deck is still right behind these guys, fighting in front. Hazer 2 seconds behind them, will try and pull close to them. He will try his best there, but Rusted Bolt, it looks like his wing is still strong enough here to keep fighting with driving the front, but he's losing a little bit of time, as Mr. P will be putting pressure on him. A few laps to go, 2 laps to go. Bird and Pesci been fighting for the win since the start of this race, and still fighting for the win with 2 laps to go. When they cross the lap line, as Bird is trying it down the inside, making Pesci watch wide a little bit there. He's going to go make the move that Deck has made multiple times in this race. Around the outside he goes, taking the lead of this race, heading into the penultimate lap. The Visa RB is going to take the lead. Pesci now is going to try and put pressure on him again. Once again, Deck is going to be there, as we're going to head to 2 more laps of racing here. Rusted Bolt, as you can see, is losing time because of that wing damage that he occurred in this race. Can that mean that Mr. P can use the opportunity here to try and make the move on the Visa RB in front? Merc though They're not close enough to Filthy Ghost to make that move on the Red Bull in front, but Filthy doesn't need to, as Filthy will be getting that penalty. And here we go now. Deck still right behind these two. And who is going to be your winner? Because at the end of this one, we're going to go to the last lap of the race. But Pesci, is that where Bird wins the race? Is that where Bird wins the race? Pesci with a little bit of a mistake coming out of turn 4. And he's struggling now a little bit, the Williams. And Bird can now use this opportunity to pull away. As you can see, 7/10 in front. Pesci struggling here. And luckily for him, didn't get a penalty there. As now, the Bird can now go on his victory lap. All he has to do is do what he has done throughout this race. Keep your head straight and just keep pushing. Mr. P with that 3-second penalty. We have to make sure here that he doesn't allow Iceman Ice Cold get into him so he does not lose the P9 that he's currently sitting on, as Merck now has gotten a place from Filthy Ghost, and Hazer will be the next target for Merck. But can he make that place? Deck sitting right behind Hazer. Will he be looking to go for a move? No, he will not. The Bird looks like he's going to be your winner here today, and the first team that will be taking the gold will be the Visa RB. Bird is going to be the one to lead them to that as Black Panther and Iceman fighting behind. This is exactly what Mr. P will be looking for, as they will be squabbling behind. Filthy Ghost and Filthy and Rusted both also squabbling, as Filthy will be going side by side with both here, as the both Red Bull cars will be switching. Rusted both has moved up to P6. What a race it has been for Rusted both. What a race it has been for Visa RB and Williams, to be fair. Both teams have been very strong points here today. Seeing how it ends up for them. Pesci, Bird will cross the line as your winner in the first race here in the season opener. Bird is your winner. Pesci will take that P2 right ahead of Deck, who is very, very close to him there. The Williams of Hazer will take P4. Merck will gladly take P5. Rusted Bow, after a brilliant race, takes P6. Mr. P will take P8 in front of Iceman. Very, very close there. He takes that P8 position. Iceman P9. Black Panther P10. Filthy in P11. Beaver is going to take P12. Bam P13. And Steel Lane will round up your grade. A good race that assists to Red Bull there on track. Insane pace, insane Bird. What a race from him. Oh my god. Will Bird have the season Mateus had last season, and Rusted Bolt even won the driver of the day on the game, so I think I'll give Rusted Bolt the driver of the day for sure. A great race from him, as his teammates will take the top step of the podium, accompanied by the Williams and the Kick Sauber. As it's a full United Kingdom podium. He's going to celebrate, and his team are going to be very, very, very delighted in the first race here, because they know that champagne is going to taste the best in the Visa RB camp. The Bird wins the opener. What a race that was. I didn't have a chance to even rest. These guys were going at it from the start all the way to the finish. Those are the races you appreciate. And there you go. There's your finishing order. Bird takes the fastest lap, an extra point for him. Brilliant stuff. As Visa RB begin their charge for the Constructors title. Williams are also up there. I don't know who got the most points today. To probably be the Visas, because Bolt is just right there in P6. So Visas, very good job from them. And very good job from everybody today. And a very strong. I'm not going to show the race director just in case anybody needs it at the end. Thank you guys for tuning in again. In the first race here. Tomorrow we will be at Monza in Tier 2. Who will be your front runners? We know who our front runners are going to be now. We know who the midfielders are going to be now after this first race. We're going to see now for Tier 2 next race tomorrow. See you guys again 8 p.m. UK Central Time and 3 p.m. my time. We will be racing at Monza. I have been Willie Fernandez, and we have been UFRL. Good night and goodbye.